สวัสดีครับ Greetings from Bangkok. Kasit Piromya once again in the middle of the month of August 2025. I have just recently returned from Japan. I was there for almost a week to attend the commemorative ceremony, the 80th anniversary of the droppings of the nuclear bombs on the 6th of August 1945 over Hiroshima city, and on the 9th of August 1945 over Nagasaki. I was invited by the mayor of Hiroshima city and the mayor of Nagasaki city. It was a great honor and a great privilege to have been invited and to be able to participate in the memorial ceremonies in both cities. The program of the ceremony in both cities are quite similar. It comprised the laying of the wreaths and flowers over at the memorial site, the monument. The presentation of holy waters gathered from the water sources in the Hiroshima province and in the Nagasaki province respectively, as a symbol of the lack of water and the thirst of those that were affected by the nuclear bombs. Many of the injured, many of those that were about to die were all crying out for water. There was no water. Water resources were destroyed, contaminated. So many died, not only of injuries from the atomic bombs, but also from the lack of water. So the presentation of the water was very symbolic to remind everyone one of the severest consequences of an atomic bomb, the lack of water and the death derived from the lack of water. The other programs element were the releasing of a dove of a school of pigeons, white pigeons, as a symbolic of peace and an expression of hope for a peaceful world. School children's orchestra in both cities were performing songs reminding of the need for peaceful coexistence. And then there were speeches by the Prime Minister of Japan, by the Speaker of the Senate or the Upper House of Japan, by the Speaker of the Provincial Assembly of both Hiroshima and Nagasaki. There were speeches also by representatives of various political parties of Japan. There was also a message from the United Nations Secretary General, and all culminated in a speech by a survivor. And in Nagasaki, 30 survivors at the average age of about 86 years old sang a song pleading and calling for peace for the world, reminding us all of the atrocities, the inhuman infliction of injuries of the atomic bombs. The ceremony in both cities was short, simple, but heart-touching. Many participants could not hold their tears. The tears came out quite naturally. It's not only at that ceremonial event. There were seminars, conferences, whereby the survivors appeared in person. Some appeared on video and so on. And their accounts of the event, their personal experience, their suffering throughout the years came forth, which touched deeply the hearts and mind of everyone who was there. I could recall, even myself, that for the duration of the 5 years that I was in both Hiroshima and Nagasaki, attending to the various events, having heard, having seen, and having met some of the survivors, it was the 5 days of inner sadness, inner hope for a better treatment of humanity to one another, a deep reminder of the atrocities of the nuclear bombs, that we do not need them. I was crying at each of the events for 5 days, unashamedly. I see many tears of other participants. And I think our tears is something that we must convey to everyone else, so that we can from now on start thinking, talking, and doing about peacemaking and phasing out the talk and the preparation for wars, for conflicts. We have the intellectual capacity to make peace, but so far for the past centuries, the humankind has been at each other's throat, killing each other for no good reason. And the 80th anniversary of the dropping of the atomic bombs should provide a new beginning for us all, the global citizens, to start thinking and working for a global peace, for cooperation, for common prosperity, and for a world without nuclear weapons. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณมากครับ